ladies, Sharon's here. Gosh, I'm so glad to see you. Hope you all have had a fantastic week. My week was just swamped. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do is have a little chit-chat. I know you all love my Q&As and my chit-chats. Well, this is going to be a good one, okay? Let me tell you how it started out. My youngest granddaughter is 15 years old. I will put her picture up above somewhere. Let you see her. This is her first year in high school, and this was her first homecoming. So, needless to say, cute little hunk of tootie, a little basketball player. Well, he's not little, he's really tall. Asked her to the dance, blah, blah, blah. So, here came the madness. Okay, she came to me. She needed her dress, she needed her hair highlighted, she needed shoes, she needed this, she needed that, and of course Mimi supplies the grandbabies, okay? So needless to say, she has uber fair skin, right? I mean, she is what Kathy A calls, what is it, wide belly, well, white belly or something like that. This granddaughter has got cameo skin. Very much cameo skin. So I said, because the dance is a Mardi Gras theme, so there's going to be little purples and golds and everything. Well, I found the most magnificent dresses you can see in the picture, and I love this dress because it's strapless, it's all gold sequins, it's got the feathers down at the bottom. I mean, it's ooh la la. Of course, we had to start thinking about gold shoes, handbag, you know, the whole bit has to go together. So, okay, so we were off to the races. Once we got the dress, and I said, you're going to have to start doing some tanning. I mean, you might have to tan a couple of days, this week to be ready for this. So, here we go, girls, okay? So, we're off to Palm Beach Tan. So, I bought her a whole membership because I feel like she's probably going to need a whole membership, right? So, they, proceed to show her what's going to happen and blah, blah, blah. And she said, well, Mimi, you go first. You try it first and then come out and show me. And I thought, oh, well, okay, that's not a big deal, right? Because, I mean, way back when I used to do tanning, not so much self-tanning. Well, that is self-tanning to me, is to go up and stand in the booth and get sprayed, right? I mean, how difficult can that be? Okay, girls, so, I'm going to set the precedence for all this. I'm stripping down, I'm going in, I know exactly what to do. I remember back when. I'm putting all the lotion on my cuticles, around my toes. I mean, I'm doing all these magnificent things so I'm not streaky and icky and blah, blah, blah. So I've got the hoodus on my hair, the little hairnet thing you put on. So all I got to do is push a button. I pushed that button and closed my eyes. Oh my goodness, I was getting the spray of my life. And I thought, well, it sure has a different scent than it usually does. Well, I turned my back around. Oh, I said, I'm going to walk out of here looking like a superstar. You can bet on that. Well, I got out, put my clothes back on. I thought, oh, look, yeah, gosh, I look a lot whiter than I did. And I thought, well, it just takes time for the tan to kind of, darken up and blah, blah, blah. So the lady that runs the place comes out, and I was already dressed, ready for Jordan, I call her JoJo, to go in and do her thing. And she said, well, okay, we just finished cleaning the booth. We're ready for you now, Jordan. So, I proceeded to send her mother back there with her and tell her, what to do. And then she came back. She looked a lot tighter than I just couldn't believe it. I told the lady, I said, well, I've got a white cast and everything all over my skin. What the heck? She went in, she's come back, and she said, oh, well, you're not going to believe this, girls. I pushed the button for the big Clorox cleaning bleach stuff to come pouring out all over the place. No wonder I looked white. I was covered in this horrible chemical, and I knew it smelled unusual, and here I was all cakey, white, and gritty. I had to come home immediately and start with a loofah all over my body, getting all this junk off of me, and I'm going, oh, I feel like a friggin' idiot, And of course, Jordan kept looking at me like, yeah, your tan doesn't look too, something's wrong there. That doesn't look right. Well, it's because I was wearing cleaning fluid, and bleach probably. So I had to loofah the whole entire thing. I noticed my skin was just getting uber dry. I started just dousing myself with every moisturizer I had. Everything I could do for my skin, I was putting on it, spraying on it, patting on it, doing everything to get me back to normal. And I said, okay, well, this week is going really great. You know what I mean, girlfriends? All right, so I have to take her, and she's getting her hair highlighted. She wanted more highlights in because, you have to be gorgeous and have this long, gorgeous hair. Well, we went out. The stylist that always does her hair was not in the shop that day. She was going to be at her house because she has 3 boys, 3 little boys, and one of them or something had a cold and the others just felt like playing hooky. I thought, okay, well, that's not too difficult. So I told her, Mom, come on, we're taking her over to Samantha's house, blah, blah, blah. My daughter didn't want to do her hair. We let Samantha do it. So we go out there, and when I tell you these 3 boys were jumping off of furniture, sailing through the house, jumping off the kitchen table, touching us with their sticky fingers, and I love little boys. I'm telling you, my grandson is a boy. Obviously, my son was a boy. He was wonderful. I can handle boys. The girls, all this emotion's what drives me crazy. But guess what? After a day with these 3 little boys, and we were there for several hours because my granddaughter's hair, as you can see, is very, very long. I thought I'd died and gone to hell. Woo. I mean, they were everywhere, and they were killing each other, choking each other to death, stabbing each other with these play swords. It was a nightmare. I mean, I woke up just shaking. If anybody needed some sort of Xanax or some sort of medication to control their anxiety by this time, it was me. And I said, how much more am I going to have to take of this crap? So I told her, Mom, look, this is your kid. I mean, you handle it. I'm served my time. I'm out, okay? So anyway, back to the story. So then we had to go shoe shopping. We found the shoes we wanted right, but the store didn't have them in her size. Needless to say, we had to order them. They sent the wrong shoes. The day before, I had to get them to special delivery, the right shoes to get here in time for the next morning for her to go do her thing, okay? Now, they start out early doing all these activities. It's one after another. And then, of course, the limo picks them up. They take them out to the lake. They do all these fabulous pictures. They go to dinner somewhere. And then, they go to the homecoming dance. And then they come home after 12 midnight type of thing. So, we got her off. We got her done. She looks magnificent. The dress was superb. The shoes, everything turned out beautifully. But it was hell, girls, okay. And the tanning was hell. And then let's see what else happened. I took notes down because it was just cray all week long. Oh, and then when I come back, I was in my elevator and I was getting ready to take my dog up to get her groomed. Well, I was coming down the elevator and here this woman, is in the elevator, and she goes, oh, what kind of dog do you have? And I said, well, she's a Pekingese. She's getting ready to go to the mishap and get all prettied up. She said, oh, little chubby thing, isn't she? I said, no, not really. She's 13 pounds. Oh, she looks a lot fatter than that. Are you feeding her too much? Small dogs, you're not supposed to feed them too much. I said, no, I'm not feeding her too much, and she's fine, but thank you. I'm trying to be nice when I want to grab her butt and neck. You know what I mean? You know how people are when you start talking about their animals. So then I just said, okay. So then she says, well, you might want to weigh her again because I think she weighs over 30 pounds. I said, no, she was just at the vet. She's fine. Thanks, though. And she goes on and on about my dog. And, of course, my old dog going, looking all sad because, it's affecting her self-esteem. And so this woman goes on and on about the dog. And, I turned around and I said, you know what? I'm not a violent person and I'm not very confrontational. However, I'm going to slam you against the wall and I'm going to F you up. You talk about my dog again. Leave me alone and leave my dog alone. We're completely cray-cray. This lady's eyes got this big. But I'll tell you what, I bet she doesn't talk about anybody else's dog anymore. And as you can see, her name is Lady Tubbington III. And I call her Tubi. And she is my precious baby girl. Do you know what? I mean, I've shown you one of my sister's dogs, and we all have animals. So animals are a really big deal. But you talk about my dog, we got a problem. You see what I'm saying? That's like talking about one of your kids or something. It's just, please, take me away, California. That's what I felt like. It was insane. So, and then I said, oh my gosh, what else can go wrong? Well, then I go to the mall, and we're taking back this other pair of shoes that we had gotten before we got the right pair of shoes. We were walking in the mall, and of course I was, chatting. Tashiana was with me. That's my granddaughter. You've seen her on YouTube's with me. So we were chatting, and so you know how they stick their hand out and they're wanting you to try a piece of fudge or a piece of candy or whatever. Anyway, this guy was trying to talk while I was talking to my granddaughter, and he handed it to me, and I just took it. And I popped it in my mouth thinking it was a mint or possibly a piece of fudge, trying to go, oh! I'm spitting, and Tashiana turns around and said, Mimi, what's the matter with you? And I said, man, that crap that guy had is nasty. Oh my God, I couldn't stand it. She said, she broke out in laughter, tears running down her face. As a matter of fact, she sat on the floor hysterically. I mean, she just stopped in the middle of the mall, laughing her butt off, tears running down her face. She's calling my daughter on the phone and said, Mom, you're not going to believe what Mimi did. Oh my God, she ate soap. And I went, soap? And I'm spitting, trying to find a trash can. I'm digging out Kleenex out of her purse to spit up in it and everything. And everybody in the mall is laughing at me because my granddaughter has made a scene. And I'm spitting. Yes, I thought it was, I heard him say almond something. So I assumed there was an almond in this little piece of candy or whatever. I didn't know it was, why would you give somebody a little piece of soap? I mean, what's that for? How can you try out soap? Who knew? And I ate it. I did. I ate it, went all the way down to my stomach. I was, oh God, it's just a nightmare. And I felt like a complete, okay, girls, I did. And here's my granddaughter laid out, dying, laughing hysterically, tears running down her face. She said, this is going to be the talk of the century. We are never going to forget this. Of all the crazy things that you do and what you get into, Mimi, this has to be the ultimate. And with that, I tried to be very cool. And I said, well, help your grandmother up off the floor, please. And I'll help you. And I'm going to the ladies' room to rinse my mouth out. And I was blowing bubbles for the longest. You know how you swish water around, you're trying to blow it out? Everything was bubbles. Bubbles everywhere. I mean, I don't know how long I was in the bathroom blowing bubbles. What can I tell you? I ate a piece of soap. I don't know. It's just, oh my God, this week. So you know what I did, girls? This is the best part of the whole thing. I just decided to take all my special coupons I had and go to Bath and Body Works. And I bought, with all the coupons and specials. Now, let me tell you what they had, though. You could get 3 hand soaps, I think, for $25, 3 for $25. Girls, look at this bag. It's so heavy. I went buck wild. I bought $300 and something worth of soaps and bath oils and lotions because if you bought 3, you get 3 free. And I just decided to go completely nuts because the week has just been horrible. I'm blaming it on the week. But I got it for only $123. All of that stuff because of all the coupons and the specials they were running. So I stocked up. I won't need any more soap, hand soap around this place. I won't need any body lotion or spritzer or bath gel for a long, long time. And in another video, I'll probably show you what all I got. But on this positive note here, I have one question that I want to answer, because I don't want this video to be enormously long. But it is a tried and proved Q&A. I had this client that had been watching, some of the skincare that I had been doing, and she wanted to know how she layers skincare. And let me just boil it down to make it really simple for you. If you have anything that is thin, start putting that on first through the thickest. Start thin to thickest is what you do. Now I have a lot of people say, well, my hyaluronic acid is kind of a creamy gel. That's still going to go on first, your hyaluronic acid, and then everything else on top. Your serums, your growth factors, your whatever you want, your moisturizers, etc., and so on. But just remember what I said, the thinnest to the thickest. So in the morning when you wash your face and you have started getting it prepped, you put on your vitamin C, because remember, thin to thickest. And right after that, I put the hyaluronic acid and then so forth and so on, okay? Hope that answered your question, because I had like 6 people wanting to know how to layer properly. And I will do a video later on showing you step by step. But just remember, thinnest to thickest. Okay, girls? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope all of you are doing well. I just had to share my week with you. Thanks for being so patient with me, because I'm a little bit late, because I'm, half crazy by now. I love each and every one of you. I want to thank all my new subbies, and I got a bunch of new ones. Thank you for jumping on board and supporting my channel. Can't wait to get to know you better. You all sound fantastic. And to all my subscribers, I want you to stay sassy, classy, and confident. And I'll see you in the next video.